since I'm up here now near the Point Bonita Lighthouse and other places. 9:13 a.m. This means I got up here today, is Sunday, September the 18th. I got up here exactly 9:11 a.m. in the morning. Very important number. And what happened is that threat assessment of extremism has been leveled against me, that I am a threat to the general public, that I don't deserve to internationally travel. I don't deserve to have international marriage or anything. So, the only chance, even though I'm a resident here in the US, the only chance that I have is to return to Europe, is to go back to Europe to reboot with some colleagues of mine and others, to reboot, to actually find out what can be done, what I can do. Is the only chance that I have. I have no other chance. So while yesterday back home in the New York City area, attacks were going on in New Jersey and in New York, where I'm from Manhattan. I've been labeled with the terrorism moniker, and I have no legal counsel whatsoever. I have no legal counsel, and I'm pretty much throughout Asia. I'm pretty much banned. See these young people here, and I can call them young people because I'm almost double their age. I'm almost double their age, and I'm in the same situation. We're living out here. But some of these young people are not poor like I am, or destitute. No, and this is one of the most beautiful, resplendent days that I've ever seen since I've lived in this area. I've lived in the San Francisco Bay Area from 2006, 2000, about 7 years. I've lived in this area 7 years. 7 years, and I've never spent time up here. I would come up here, go up there, near the Point Lighthouse, do something, whatever, and then come right back, or do a U-turn and come right back. I've never spent this much time that you see me sitting here. I've never spent this much time in my homelessness, living out in the street. I've never spent this much time. So what has happened is I have been attacked by the national security establishment, or officials that run and control the national security structure, and they have made it a point that they are going to label me with terrorism forever, forever, for the rest of my life, and that I'm not going to be able to have anything. And what they have done, they have taken they have women that were interested to marry me, which was African culture, which I'm not African. I'm born and raised I'm of African ethnicity. By ethnicity, I'm a son of Africa. But I'm born and raised in Manhattan and in the South Bronx, particularly. And what they have done is women that were interested to marry, they would tell those women, using the authorities of those countries, that I'm not a person to be communicated with and to stay away from me or they will get hurt. A number of women that this has happened to in Muslim majority countries, we have no idea why this has happened. We have no idea why this has happened, and I have no legal counsel. There have been attorneys that were Jewish and ancestral, attorneys that were threatened. They were told not to represent me on a few occasions. Noted attorneys in California, by the way, even one that has a really big international name, or conservative as well, big one. They were threatened. Listen to my words very carefully, folks. Threatened not to take attention or interest in my case. They were threatened. These attorneys, they were threatened. So what happened is that I have become a pariah in my own country now, my own society, because I'm of slave ancestry, slave descent, and these U.S. officials, President Obama is even afraid to interfere with them out there. So what they have done, they have confined me to a perpetual homelessness, and the way one would have out of homelessness is to have your own faith-based community or a family structure that would adopt you or take you. And one way to be taken in is through marriage. But I am a Muslim. I hopefully God knows if I'm Muslim. I'm a Muslim, and I would hope to marry into that family structure. I'm not allowed to, particularly outside of the U.S. So these type of vistas and views, similarly, we have places that look like this even in Africa. Without the Bay Bridge, of course, but even in Africa, there are places like that. And when I say we, I mean we of Afro ethnicity. So everybody is allowed to have relationships. here and all of that. But people like myself, no, we're not allowed to have that. And see, even in this situation, at the end, people are still together. So there are people that had feelings with me, but the problem is with this unit, which Governor Jerry Brown saved my life. I owe Governor Jerry Brown a great debt. He saved my life because if the National Defense Authorization Section 1021 is only mere teeth, it's nothing. It doesn't have teeth. It's merely threat or merely just legal written talk. Why would a sitting governor of the greatest state or the mightiest economy in the country, greatest job growth, as well as what? Literally just came out with that California added more jobs than the whole country did. Literally, right? A sitting governor, the greatest economy in the world, sixth greatest economy in the world, greatest job growth. Why would he write against the NDAA, military detention provision? Why would he do legal writ against it if it's only just teeth and talk? Why would Governor Jerry Brown do that? The governor is not a stupid man. He's not. No, he knows. He knows what they were planning to do with these people. Group of people, both domestic and foreign, who have attracted an interest and who have a revulsion against me because I'm Afro-American. So they use the national security structure and label me a terrorist. That I'm a terrorist or I'm a lunatic to do the Nice, France attacks and all that kind of stuff. Not true, man. And what they did, they dismantled my trucking business by going to companies, authorities that I had contracted with, and convincing them not to give me any business to be able to maintain the trucking business. Yeah, so the trucking business would fail. I wouldn't be able to pay for the lease or the rental of the truck, and I wouldn't be able to work in major city centers. And there were some officials who were planning to do something like a lynching in a forest, which is called the Modoc National Forest in California. They were attempting to do a lynching. Someone told me they were going to do it, and I didn't have enough fuel to reach the run for this company to do the run into the Modoc National Forest. I didn't have enough fuel to make it, so therefore it was canceled. I gave it up. I canceled it. You see what I'm saying? And I would have been in trouble. I would have been lynched, or done even worse out there in the Modoc National Forest with the contrivance of some officials with the enforcement and intelligence structures. So I have no legal counsel. Jewish attorneys have been threatened not to take my case, intimidated. There's evidence of it, suddenly 180 degrees, and amongst other things, and I have no legal counsel. ACLU, nobody. NAACP, nobody has helped me. Nobody has helped me. And we have these politicians, these chicken wing, collard green, cornbread, lima bean, Afro-American politicians that go right along with the structure, and they don't want me to be able to defend myself in case of a scenario generated by these officials. See, that's a Chinese man riding happily and freely in my country, man. They got more freedom than I got. In case of scenario, it's the Marin Highlands, Highlands. Is generated where I need to defend myself, or is orchestrated. That's the term I want to use. Orchestrated, I won't be able to protect myself from that kind of scenario. See what I'm saying? That's why they go against the Second Amendment kind of stuff. 7 UBP, 7 Uniform Bravo Papa 342. I was reading the license plate. So I need help, but instead of crying out for myself, I'm trying to create a program where at least you saw the young couple there of Anglo ancestry. They're unwashed. They were filthy. The young couple. They're absolutely filthy. They were filthy. Yeah, inside that SUV or that old type of vehicle. They were really filthy. So I decided to fight back after all of these years of suffering with this scrub-a-dub-dub America. By God damn it, scrub-a-dub-dub, we can get each other's washed, and at least be a clean population. At least, man. That's the minimum, man. If you don't want us to ever have a place to live, at least we can allow us to be clean. Allow us to wash ourselves. You don't even have that. Even here in San Francisco on this Sunday, September the 18th, you see me driving, we don't even have that. A place I can go take a shower and pay for it. A shower in privacy where I can close the door with my own nudity and clean myself in dignity and wash my clothes. There's no place like that.